Every year in St. Louis, where I'm from, in January something, whenever the crime statistics for the year come out, there's people that work for the police union, and all these people that are big fans of the cops, and they get on Twitter and they're like, see, look at these numbers. Look at all these unsolved murders from last year. Look at all this crime. You defund the police, who's going to solve all the unsolved murders? Who's going to stop all the crime? And I'm always like, probably the same nobody that did it last year. Law enforcement's weird because it's the only profession where the argument to get more money is, we're doing a pretty bad job. Maybe with a bigger budget. And we go, God damn, can't beat that logic. Here's 48% of the municipal budget. That's like if your boss was trying to fire you and in the meeting you were like, yeah, but what if the next guy takes a dump in the break room 2 times? Gotcha, bitch. Now I make $300,000 a year. No, but the cops in St. Louis are real fucking stupid. And if you don't agree with me, you don't live where I live and read the news where I live. They're always like tasing each other, like shooting each other, beating up undercover cops during a protest, getting sued for it. There's been a recent, like, epidemic of police officers crashing their cars. One was into like a church sign, and then they just propped the sign back up, but then the neighbor was like, hey church, I noticed this thing in my camera. One car ran into a gay bar, and they were like, oh, a dog ran out in front of the car. But then you look at the video, there's not a dog, but there's a cop going very fast and then swerving into a building for no reason. And their excuse was, these cars are hard to drive. They're just regular SUVs. You've had them for 12 years. Literally, they had a press conference, and they were like, well, it's not easy driving cars while you're on your phone and playing with your laptop. I know a lawyer in St. Louis, and she was telling me about, there was a client of hers that had a warrant out for his arrest. And the sheriff of the city of St. Louis, who's an elected official, wanted to personally arrest the guy with the warrant. So he drove to the address 4 times over 4 weeks before calling the lawyer. And she looked at the paper and said, this is a P.O. box. If you're not laughing yet, you haven't thought of the logistics of this yet. That means this man put on his little police hat, got into his car that's very hard to drive, put on his lights to speed through stop signs for fun, drove to the post office, kicked down the door like, where is he? He's like, well, I'll be back next week. You tell me if you could. And then she was like, dude, you're not going to find a living adult man inside of a 6 by 11 inch metal box. It's so dumb. And then last year, this part's sad, but you'll be laughing in a minute. There was a school shooting like less than a mile from my house. And the cops showed up and immediately shot the shooter. And everyone was like, they're heroes. They saved the day. And I was like, no one's ever accused St. Louis Police Department of being shy about shooting people. Are you kidding me? It's not clap because they got the right guy one time. Like they're shooting armed criminals, unarmed criminals, undercover police officers in uniform. This is their passion in life and they're dedicated to the craft. There's a bar near my house that's less than a mile from that school called Bomber O'Brien's, and a couple years ago, 2 cops went there after work, got drunk, and then shot at a guy in the parking lot that they argued with. He didn't get hit. But what I'm saying is, they're even practicing during non-work hours. Uvalde police, they stood there with their thumbs up their ass for like 2 hours while kids are getting shot down in Texas. They're not practicing like they are in St. Louis. They're both bad. It always feels good to go to a red state and be like, fuck the police, you'll agree with me by the end of the joke. Last time I was down in Bentonville, I told that joke about firefighters with patches in uniform, and then I told the police joke, and one guy yelled out, "Make fun of nurses next!" And I was like, what is this? What? I wasn't even making fun of the firefighters. And how is that the next person in uniform down the line?